For 8 remarkable first days in the major leagues for Ronald Acuna Jr., today's a new day. His home debut coming up at SunTrust Park in just a few moments. We welcome you to Atlanta, Georgia, and a sold-out SunTrust Park for the Friday night showdown. It's the Braves and San Francisco Giants. Game 1 of 3, presented by Kaiser Permanente. They are still filing in here at SunTrust. Sold out, standing room only crowd as the first place Atlanta Braves welcome that young man, Ronald Acuna Jr., to the hometown fold. Yes, he and his buddy Ozzie Albies have been a very hot autograph as the Atlanta Braves take on San Francisco here tonight. Hi again, friends. Chip and Joe, welcome back to SunTrust Park. It's great to be home, even briefly, partner. And what a road trip it was for the Atlanta Braves. They come home in first place in the National League East.
How about that road trip, though? 7-3, and the Braves lost the first 2 games of the trip in Cincinnati. But look at this. They come home in first place, a game and a half ahead of the Mets and 2 ahead of the Phillies. Phillies and Nationals are playing each other head-to-head, so a chance to gain some ground on those 2 teams.
And Atlanta did everything on that 7-3 road trip, Joe, especially offensively, where 1 through 9, everybody swung a hot bat.
Yeah, you saw that they're coming home having won 5 in a row, lots of extra base hits, and it just seems like everybody's doing whatever they have to do to impress the other guy. Hitting great with runners in scoring position. And take a look at this, 33 runs, 49 hits with 2 outs.
And Atlanta has done a lot of offensive work in the very first inning, which has allowed the starting pitching to settle in.
How about this? The starting pitchers have allowed only 1 run in their last 21 innings pitched, and that was a home run. They have done great work. Julio Teheran matched up with what the kids have been doing, and I thought he looked great yesterday.
So Atlanta, the talk of the National League, heck, the talk of Major League Baseball with this first place surge in the National League East, and of course Acuna making his home debut tonight. But he's not the only Brave debuting here at SunTrust Park this evening. For more on that, let's join our colleague Kelsey Wingert downstairs. Kelsey?
Yeah, thank you guys. It is a crazy day here at SunTrust Park. The fans are ready to go, and man, are they in for a treat. You mentioned Ronald Acuna Jr. Well, Jose Bautista is also here. He has been called up from Gwinnett. The Braves signed him to a minor league deal 16 days ago. He played in 12 minor league games, hit .256 with 1 home run, and now he's here. And when we asked Brian Snitker about the timing, he said, you know, you just get to a point where the guy is a big leaguer, and they're down there, and it's just diminishing returns, so you might as well get him up here if he's healthy and he feels good, because those guys are used to playing with the third deck. He said these young guys, you don't know how you're going to react whenever they get that third deck in here, but guys like Jose Bautista, that is what they are used to. So he spent 10 years with the Blue Jays, and today he will play as an Atlanta Brave. And Chip and Joe, he says he's ready to go, and he will be the Braves' third baseman going forward.
Pretty amazing what Atlanta's third baseman had done before Jose Bautista got here, Joe. In that case, it is somewhat of a surprising move, because at one point Ryan Flaherty led the National League in hitting. How does Bautista do better than that?
Well, I don't know, unless he does what he's been known to do in his career, and that's hit a lot of home runs. This ballpark will really be, I think, kind of like Rogers Center in Toronto. It's a good hitter's ballpark. It's got a close porch in right and right center. He's very good at going the other way. I think the question is, how will he play third base? He hasn't been there in about a decade, and I know that's what he was playing when he was in the minor leagues, but we'll see how he adapts beginning tonight.
And defense for Atlanta has been very good in the first 30 games as well. So you're right, that will be a very interesting thing to follow in the early days of Jose Bautista's Atlanta career. That's Bruce Bochy, a terrific manager, one of the best in the game, one of the best in the game's history, quite frankly. And considering all the injuries, Joe, it's remarkable they come to town with a winning record.
Absolutely. They got off to a rotten start, but they've begun to play better until now. And they've got another injury to deal with. You see all those pitchers across there, Melanson, Bumgarner, and now Johnny Cueto is on the DL. Joe Panik just went to the DL a few days ago. They miss him at second base. So they're missing some key parts to their ball club. They're still hanging in there. They've won 8 of their last 11 games, and they're swinging the bat real well.
And so that's the challenge for Mike Foltynewicz, who's got the ball for game 1. And listen to this crowd in Atlanta welcoming the first place Braves home. That's got to be a thrill. And what's thrilling too, Joe, is how consistently good Mike Fultonevich has been all year long to this point.
I wanted to show these averages first, second, and third time through the order because he's facing a team that's not in the Braves division, so they don't see him very often. He's made some starts against him in his career, but it's been a while, so there will be an adjustment period for them as they try to find out how Mike is pitching now, which is a little different than in the past. 26 years old, 6'4", 195, coming off a great start against Philadelphia. 1 run in 6 innings. His 4 keys tonight: follow suit. Heck yeah. Follow the path that's been laid down by all the guys in front of him from the starter standpoint. And hot hitters. They do have some guys that have been swinging the bat real well, including Georgia native Buster Posey. And Brandon Belt, their first baseman, has been on a real tear, and those 2 guys have given Fultonevich problems in the past.
So here's a look at the Giants lineup. They're coming off a 7-3 homestand. And Alan Hansen will be their leadoff man. Joe Panik is on the disabled list. Big names: Andrew McCutchen and Evan Longoria, acquired by the Giants this offseason. Posey and Belt have been terrific all summer long. Brandon Crawford has been slumping. Jackson, Blanco, and Stratton, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the 16-15 Giants, who are only 5 games behind the red-hot Arizona Diamondbacks out west.
You okay?
I think so. That was wild. So here we go. Alan Hansen, hitting .214 for San Francisco, is ready to go. And Mike's first pitch is called a strike. We're underway. Jerry Lane's got the plate. Hansen, a non-roster player who's seen time with the Pirates and the White Sox. Hits one high in the air toward right. No problem for the Markakis in the dappled sunshine. Makes the play, and we're underway. 1 out. One thing Mike did so well in his win against the Phillies last time out, Joe, he had outstanding command and control when he got to 2 strikes. He didn't waste much time.
And he got through the first 3 innings without any trouble, too. I think his first walk of that ball game came in the 3rd or 4th inning. So he got off to a good start, settled in, and was all around the plate. You're right.
See how McCutchen swings the bat. He got plunked in the elbow on Wednesday. Had a day off yesterday for San Francisco. Back in the lineup tonight. But batting .221 on the year, Joe. 3 homers, 13 runs batted in. And he was tardy on 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, back-to-back double 9s. 6 for 24 on their homestand. McCutchen's numbers have gone downhill the last 2 or 3 years, and that's why the Pirates decided to make a move there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And that just missed high. Flowers tried to frame it, didn't get the call. It's even at 2-2. Well, this is not a young San Francisco team. In fact, they're the 3rd oldest club in Major League Baseball. So on one hand, non-Giants fans will say they're old. Giants fans will say they're experienced.
Yes.
We'll see which turns out to be true by late September. Full count for Andrew McCutchen. Bases empty in the top of the 1st. And Mike lost him. So McCutchen reaches for the 15th straight game with a walker a hit. And that brings up Buster Posey, who, as we know, is a Georgia native and a certified Braves killer.
.322 career hitter against Atlanta.
Posey puts the ball in play. 12 strikeouts, 12 walks, and a .286 average. That .322 batting average Joe mentioned for Buster against the Braves has come in 90 career at bats. And that one's skied down the right field line, headed for the sold-out crowd, and out of play for a strike.
Yeah, and his overall average has been bumped up by a good homestand. You mentioned they went 7-3 on that stand, and he hit just under .350 in those 10 games.
One of the elite players in Major League Baseball. Posey now 31 years old. Drafted in the first round in 2008. And Fulte gets ahead of him quickly, 0-2. Three-time World Series champion, National League MVP, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger Award winner. And 2 years ago, a Gold Glove too. The pitch is taken low, a ball and 2 strikes.
One thing the Giants tried to do this winter was get themselves in a position to return to greatness. You know, they weren't used to having the kind of struggles they had the last 2 years, but again, it was due to a lot of injuries.
McCutchen just did get back. Foltynewicz wants the Braves to take a peek at that one. I thought he might have picked off Andrew at first base. Did he?
No.
Mike had a pickoff in Philadelphia. He nabbed Cesar Hernandez. The pitch is up and away, and now 2-2.
You know, they get McCutchen, they get Evan Longoria. They're hoping to get all their people back, including Madison Bumgarner, and lo and behold, Bumgarner gets hit with a line drive in spring training and breaks the pinky on his throwing hand.
They've lost Joe Panik, and then just a couple of days ago, Johnny Cueto had to go to the DL. So really, for the Giants, it's been 1 step up, 2 steps back. But again, a game over 500. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a roller hit foul. And we'll do it again for Buster Posey. 2-2 the count. Giants have a losing record on the road. They're 6-8 away from AT&T Park. They have not been a high average hitting team on the road. They have pitched excellently, however. We'll see what gives here in game 1. The 2-2 is sprayed foul. So this is what has not happened to Foltynewicz lately. He's gotten to 2 strikes to a couple hitters. He lost McCutchen, and now Posey's fouled away 3 or 4 pitches.
This guy's hard to strike out to. He's only fanned 12 times.
See if he can get a ground ball and get out of it. The pitch. He's going to give up a line drive into left field. So Buster Posey has a single. 2 on, 1 out for Brandon Belt. So Posey's up to his old tricks. And the Giants happy to see Brandon Belt coming up with 2 on in the first inning.
Boy, he turned around a high 98-mile-an-hour fastball too.
And this is one of those guys you talked about, one of those hot hitters against Foltynewicz. Belt has 5 career hits against Mike, 3 of them homers. Ball 1.
Mostly fastballs so far. A couple of sliders to Posey, but not for strikes.
Popped up, and Bautista has his first chance. Is this going to be an infield fly? It is. Belt's retired, and that's a big second out. I'm sure Bautista's happy to have that first chance out of the way early in the game.
You know it.
No trouble.
And
2 down.
Easy one too.
And now Evan Longoria is going to stand in, and when he does, he'll make some personal history. That personal history is this: SunTrust Park is the last major league stadium that Evan Longoria has never played a game in. He started very slowly for the Giants, but his bat has begun to heat up. 5 homers in his last 20 games with San Fran. And Mike, with something off speed, gets ahead, strike 1. Longoria started the year in a miserable 4 for 35 slide. He's hitting over 300 since.
Good player, solid third baseman, a lot of power, great years in Tampa.
One ball, one strike for Evan Longoria. And it's hit right toward Ozzie. He surrounds it. He fields and fires. Low throw. Freeman dug it out. And Fultonevich is out of the first inning. No runs, a hit. 2 men left. Ronald Acuna Jr. is coming up second in the bottom of a scoreless first. Has been a very profitable one for Brian Snitker's offense. And what a roar Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr. will get when they bat for the first time here against the San Francisco Giants. Jose Bautista slotted in and the 5th spot on the Toyota starting lineup. Ender Inciarte 9th, and Chris Stratton is the opponent on the mound.
Out of Tupelo, Mississippi, 27 years old, 6'2", 210, 2-2 on the year. He's got a little better ERA on the road, however, coming off a rotten start against the Dodgers, but it was his first start back after paternity leave. So Giants are expecting him to get back on track tonight.
So Ozzie Albies will lead things off. Leads the National League in extra base hits, runs, and total bases. And he takes something off speed outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Stratton's fastball is 91 to 93. He's got a real high spin curveball. Slider and a change.
You mentioned he's from Tupelo. He grew up a Braves fan. And he's behind 2-0 to Albies. And that one good enough. 2-1 the count. Braves are 8-4 at home. They're winners of 5 consecutive games. And a line drive over short. That'll get down for a base hit. It gets by Jackson. And Albies will stand at second base. There's a break.
Chip, one of the things on the scouting report for the Braves that probably scares the devil out of these outfielders from any team is to hurry up and get the ball back in the infield because this team is so fast. And I think that happened to Austin Jackson right away. In his haste, he dropped the ball.
So a great cheer for Ronald Acuna Jr. A hit and an error for Albies has him in scoring position. The Braves have scored 32 first inning runs. And that one's chopped by Ronnie Washington. Foul, strike 1. You know, with all the hoopla surrounding Ronald and his big league debut playing in New York, none of that seems to have fazed him, Joe. I doubt this big crowd at home will faze him tonight.
When you've got his kind of talent, all you want to do is really walk around and smile all the time. I would.
Acuna with 2 homers, 5 doubles, a .382 average. And a mammoth home run in New York. As that caught the inside corner. Something Stratton does well. We're told he can put his fastball almost where he wants to with every pitch. The 1-2. Line drive center. Jackson on the run. Still going. That ball is caught on the track. Ozzy's going to tag up. Stumbles. He's on his way to third. The ball gets away and he's in safely. Jackson almost played that into an extra base hit. And Ozzy's great speed allowed him to get to third base after he wandered a mile off the second base bag.
Well, he had him played correctly. He was over in right center, and that's the only thing that saved him and allowed him to go get this ball. Jackson's a good outfielder, and they've needed somebody in center field for a couple of years. Good hustle by Ozzy to go back and tag.
So listen to the crowd buzz as Freddie Freeman's up there. Chance to put the Braves in front. And a first pitch swing out of play. Something else you noticed about this Atlanta offense with guys at second and third, they're not taking strike one, are they?
They are not. This is an interesting matchup here. With 2 outs, hitters are 3 for 30 against Stratton with men in scoring position.
But
one out here.
But still, that's an unbelievably good number, and hitting with runners in scoring positions, one of the best things the Braves have done this year offensively.
Yeah, we showed on the road trip there was over 300.
1 ball, 1 strike. How about this? 118 hits for Atlanta's offense with 2 outs this year. Amazing.
That is amazing. Extra base hits too in that situation. Yeah, broadcasters get carried away too.
2 balls and a strike. Ozzy at third. Scoreless game. The pitch. High fly ball. Drilled deep left. Blanco on the run. The ball is way out of here. The second homer Stratton's given up all year, and it was a mile-high fly ball to left.
High target. It's what Posey wanted. He got it. And so did Freddie. Something said about extra base hits with runners in scoring position.
34 first inning runs, and listen to the chop house. Here's Nick Markakis, the league's leading hitter. Nick Markakis.
Love it. Braves have had a first inning run in 7 of their last 9 games.
And that's out of play to the left side. It's 0-2. So as we told you, the early strike capability of the Atlanta offense has allowed their starting pitching to settle in nicely. Now Fultonevich has a 2-run lead to play with and hopes for more. That one's bounced towards short. Crawford's got it to his left. And there's out number 2. And let's welcome Jose Bautista to Atlanta. Bautista, as you heard on Braves Live, had a very nice run in his final few games with Gwinnett. And he takes a ball high. 1 ball, no strikes. Last year, disappointing year for him. He hit 23 homers, but batted just .203. .1-0 pitch. And so for the Braves, Joe, kick the tires on Bautista. This is a high reward, low risk move.
When I looked at those numbers last year, Chip, one thing jumped out at me. Yes, he hit .203. He played in 157 games, so he wasn't as bad as one might suspect looking at that 203 because the Blue Jays wanted him in there every day.
2 balls and a strike. And that's lined towards center. Jackson's on the run. He's not getting that. That's off the base of the wall. And Jose Bautista's going to fit right in. It's another double for an Atlanta hitter. His first hit as a Brave, a ringing double to the center field wall.
What a way to break in. Slider. And nailed it. Great extension on it. Austin Jackson is exhausted out there.
So Tyler Flowers a chance to bring home Bautista. Now here's where that 3 for 30 with 2 outs comes into play.
Yep.
Flowers 1 for 8. And time is called. The double by Bautista, by the way, gives Atlanta 74 2-base hits this year. This is their 31st game of the year. A Freddie Freeman 2-run homer has Atlanta in front. Strike 1 to Flowers. Crowd still buzzing as Stratton turns it loose. And Posey held it an extra moment, didn't get the call.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good pitch. You mentioned those doubles. Albies and Freeman tied for the most in the league with 12 each. Ozzie tonight, it was a base hit and an error charge to Jackson, allowed him to get to second.
Good cut, but Tyler a little late. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Bautista, huge lead at second. The pitch. And Flowers had it covered. Another thing we haven't really talked about with the Atlanta offense, their ability to consistently put the ball in play. In this 3-outcome era of baseball, homer, walk, strikeout. Braves don't strike out much. They hit line drives. And they've outscored their opponents, counting tonight 37-4 over the last 5 games in 1 inning. That'll work. The 1-2. Tyler didn't get it. And that retires the side. A leadoff hit by Ozzie Albies, and Freddie Freeman hits his 5th homer of the year, an opposite field shot. After 1, Atlanta happy to be home. The offense back at it. 2-0 your score.
at the custom shop where you can get a jersey made right in front of your eyes. It normally takes 2 hours. Well, today it's taking 2 hours. It normally takes half an hour, but the sales are going nuts, you guys. They have so much excitement around these young guys who are making their way up to the big leagues. So to put it into perspective, the Braves ordered more Acuna product for his debut than they did for the 2017 SunTrust Park inaugural season opening day's tee. So Albies and Acuna's jerseys, they're flying off as they should be.
Great report, Kelsey. Thanks. There's a great deal of excitement, understandably so, as the Braves will set a major league record for most tildes sold tonight.
That's right.
So Mike Foltynewicz leads by 2 after 1. Brandon Crawford, the Giants shortstop, leads off. And Mike missed, ball 2. Bit of a surprise to see Crawford hitting .204. Lots of strikeouts for Brandon, 30 of them. For his season total, the pitch is lined to right. Markakis won't get that. He'll play it on a big hop. And Brandon Crawford has the first leadoff hit for San Francisco in the series.
That man can hit a fastball. We know that. And he hit a 98 fastball. And he's an outstanding defender. Gold Glove winner.
So here's Austin Jackson. As Joe said, the Giants have been trying to figure out their center field spot. They signed Jackson to a 2-year contract. He's played with the Tigers, Mariners, Cubs, and Cleveland in the major leagues. He starts action tonight with a .234 average, and he was late there. Strike 1. Mike has a nice run working, 3 earned runs or less in 10 straight starts.
He is popping the leather, folks. I don't think he's thrown a fastball under 98, maybe one.
"15 strikes of his 25 total pitches. The 0-2 is high. And now 1-2. Before his last start against the Phillies, I think we had a stat that Mike was averaging about 19 pitches per inning, one of the highest pitch totals per inning in Major League Baseball. He did a much better job of controlling that against the Phillies. And he's had a little trouble with 2 strikes in this game.
Extra day's rest may take him a little bit longer to get settled in.
2-2 to Austin Jackson. And Flowers held it there, didn't get the call.
Good pitch.
And this is where you wonder, okay, Mike didn't get the call. He's gone full. Can he put himself in check and make a good pitch with a man aboard and nobody out? Jackson didn't offer. So the Giants in business. A leadoff hit and a walk brings up Gregor Blanco, the former Brave. Second walk for Foltynewicz, who had 2 walks in 6 innings against the Phillies. Now this guy's had a really nice career. Gregor Blanco. Last year he played with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Giants brought him back on a minor league contract in late January. Came to spring training as a non-roster player, and here he is. He was a rookie for Atlanta 10 years ago.
Always a good outfielder. Pretty much always thought of as a 4th or 5th outfielder on most teams, but has a couple of World Series rings because of his contributions to the Giants.
No balls and a strike. And that missed. Even count. Braves traded Gregor Blanco to Kansas City on July 31st, 2010 for Rick Ankiel and Kyle Farnsworth. The Braves were beginning to make their playoff push. 1-1 pitch. And Mike's piling them up tonight. 32 already and nobody out in the second.
He seems to be falling off the mound a little more than we've been used to seeing him lately. He's been so consistent with his windup and out of the stretch, in control. Not so much tonight with his mechanics.
And you said 98, 99. He was really effective in Philly. 95, 96. Let's see if he can dial it down a notch and get some command working here. He's already walked 2 hitters. He surrendered 2 hits. He leads 2-0. But the bottom of the order is up for San Fran. Line into the right field corner. That's big time trouble. Crawford's going to come around and score. Jackson can fly. They're going to wave him around. The relay throw from Albies will not be made. It's a sliding triple for Gregor Blanco. And the Giants have tied the game 2-2.
Boy, he was sitting on that and didn't miss it after the trip to the mound. Like they were trying to do a backdoor slider. It didn't work. Stayed in the middle of the plate.
So the former Brave, who entered action with 1 RBI, picked up his first hit with a runner in scoring position here in Atlanta. He ties the game and he's 90 feet away for Stratton. So swings and misses. Stratton's 1 for 12 with 9 strikeouts at the plate. And still nobody out. Mike's throwing right now, in my opinion, not pitching.
I think he's just trying to find it.
And that's popped out of play. A ball and 2 strikes.
Starting pitching's been outstanding. We've talked about it quite a bit, and starters had just given up 1 run in their last 22 innings before that triple.
There's strike 3 called. First of the night for Fultonevich. And now Blanco's at third with 1 out. And Alan Hansen coming up. Hansen got the call when Joe Panik went to the disabled list. He's hitting over 400 at AAA.
And hit a home run his first at bat as a Giant.
That came on Saturday. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-2 in the second. He's missed there pretty consistently, hasn't he?
He's spinning out. His front shoulders flying open and his arms dragging, and it's pushing it up and out. Not driving to the plate like he has been.
Dangerous pitch, 3-0. Hansen took it. Infield in for Hansen, who popped out to right field to start the night. So Mike's back in the count, 3-2. Another 99-mile-an-hour fastball. See what Tyler Flowers calls for. Looks like slider. The pitch is served down the third baseline. A base hit. Blanco scores. Hansen will glide into second base. And San Francisco, with 3 runs in the second inning, has taken a 1-run lead.
Slider up. Pushed it up.
Nothing Bautista could do about that. He was well off the line and playing in.
No, and he hadn't gotten around on a fastball, and they sped up his bat with a slider.
So it's only a 1-run game now. Let's see if Mike can stop the bleeding here. He's got McCutchen and Posey coming up. And the Giants are playing good ball. They're averaging 5 runs a game in their last 11 played. McCutchen walked in the opening inning. He's had his fair share of run scoring opportunities, but hasn't cashed in many of them.
There's that rough start we were talking about. It's a 230 team average.
Atlanta shifts for McCutchen. As Mike's behind him, 2-0. And a line drive to right. Markakis will chase that one down. Hansen got a late break, and he'll be stopped at third base there at the corners with 1 out. 4th hit of the inning. And McCutchen closing in on 1,500 hits. He's now 13 away from that mark.
I think the bullpen's about to get busy too, as it should.
So the Giants sitting exactly where they want to sit. They've got the lead. They've got Posey up. As you said, Joe, he doesn't strike out much. And he had a rope for his first hit in the first inning.
Like Crawford, he's a good fastball hitter too.
Mike got the call there. Strike 1.
One of the first off-speed pitches he's thrown for a strike.
What a lonely feeling it must be on a big league mound when you have nothing you can go to because nothing's really working for you. We've seen this a time or two from Mike before, and we've also seen a night where he's got all 3 or all 4 of his pitches working and he's almost unhittable. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that missed.
Having to throw a lot of pitches too.
This will be the 30th of the inning. The 2-1 pitch is bounced slowly toward third. Bautista's going to come home. His throw is on the money, and the tag is applied. I don't think Hansen ever touched the dish. The Giants are going to take a look. Bautista's throw was a little toward the first base line. Flowers had to reach for it and apply the tag. Safe or out, we'll have to take a look and see.
Good idea there by Jose. He's only going to get 1 out. No chance for a double play. Just a matter of whether or not his hand hit the plate when it went over it.
Did he touch?
Yeah.
Yep. He's going to be safe. So Posey's going to reach. He's going to get an RBI. It's going to be a 4-run inning. And McCutcheon's going to stop at second base. So this should be an easy look-see by New York. Batista's throw was a little low, and that's what cost him with the speedy Hansen streaking home on contact.
It's a good slide, too.
Yeah, Hansen saw what we did, and that call is going to be overturned. So give Posey an RBI. McCutcheon at second, Buster's at first, and Brandon Belt's coming up. He's the 8th man to hit in the inning. And the Giants now a 4-2 lead. Belt popped out, an infield fly back in the first. He was late and skied it out of play. Brandon Belt has provided the Giants some much needed power. Last year, just 27% of their runs scored came via a home run. This year, that percentage has almost doubled. And Belt's in the middle of that. He's hit 6 home runs, 6 of their 31 as a team. Last season, 18 homers and 51 driven in. He played 104 games. And he golfs this one toward right. That's trouble. That's going to bounce off the fence. That's going to score McCutcheon. Posey's on his way to third. He's going to stop there. Belts one, and the Giants have a merry-go-round working. And no solutions for Mike Foltynewicz here in a disastrous second inning.
A nice turn on that one for Belt. And it's the Braves outfielder's turn to run and chase.
Giants have a 5-run second. San Francisco's biggest offensive inning was 6 runs on April 20th. And still only 1 out. Here's Longoria, the 9th man to hit. And he goes up there wailing away and fouls it back. Max Fried is getting ready quickly.
He worked an inning yesterday, struck out the side in his inning of work.
One ball, 1 strike. That's tapped up the middle. There'll be 1 play. It's to first. Freeman with the stretch in time. Posey's going to score on that slow roller off the bat of Evan Longoria. Belt to third. Longoria's 17th RBI. And San Francisco now leads at 6-2.
Looked like Ozzie might have had a thought of going to third base, but made the right decision. Got a little help from Freddie.
So the inning began with Brandon Crawford's single. And he broke his bat. Bouncing ball to Freeman, and that will retire the side. Frustrating inning for Mike Foltynewicz. The Giants touch him up for 6 runs. They lead at 6-2. in the second inning. 6-2 game now with Johan Camargo leading off. It's been a very busy day today for the Atlanta front office. As you heard on Braves Live, Dansby Swanson's left wrist is still a problem. He was placed on the 10-day disabled list. Jose Bautista was called up from Gwinnett, and Preston Tucker also called back.
Yeah, I'm not sure he got all the way to Gwinnett when they had to call him and tell him to turn around.
So now Chris Stratton's been staked to a 4-run lead. As Johan Camargo leads off, Fultonevich is on deck. He's going to come back out, and then Ender Inciarte. One thing about Stratton, you look at his record, 2-2, and his last outing, as Joe mentioned, back from the paternity leave, he's pitched against the good teams for the Giants. This one dumped into left field. Blanco on the runs, not going to get there. And that almost skipped past him. He had to make a barehanded stab to keep that in front. So the Braves come right back with a leadoff hit of their own. And Mike Fultonevich will be the hitter.
A lot of game left. Dump one in, get him over, drive him in, cut into the deficit.
Mike's 2 for 11. Braves will play for a run here. And then turn things over to Ender and Albies. Oh, 2. And Mike can't get the bunt down. So runner at first for Ender Inciarte, batting 9th for Atlanta. Ender had a successful road trip, 15 hits in 10 games played, and Joe, he seems to be feasting, hitting 9th.
He likes it. 6 for 15 in that spot.
So his average up to 276, and he jumps on the first pitch and lines it right at Jackson, and that retires Ender. 2 outs for Ozzie Albies. Now Stratton's an out away from a shutdown inning of his own. Ozzie singled to start the game, took second on an error, and scored on Freddie Freeman's 2-run homer. SunTrust was rocking after 1 inning, but the Giants have answered with 6 second-inning runs of their own. We got an amazing statistic on Ozzie Albies before the game today. He's one of 3 players in National League history of any age with 10 doubles, 10 homers, and 30 runs in the first 30 games of a season. Look at all the players that have played in the National League. You know who the other 2 were?
No.
Willie Mays and Stan Musial. And Ozzie Albies joined that group.
That's nice, isn't it? Nice company.
That's pretty good.
Good grief.
2 balls, no strikes. And now 3-0. Wouldn't mind seeing Acuna come up with 2 Braves aboard. Stratton will walk you. He's walked 14 men in 34 innings. The pitch. Right there, a strike. 3-1. Margot is short lead at first. Belt keeps him close, and the pitch is bounced foul. That's into the Atlanta dugout. Full count. Now Camargo will get a head start with 2 outs.
And you're right, it does look like Fultonevich will go back out there. Fried has taken a seat in the bullpen. You know, this early in the ball game, even if Brian Snitker was thinking about taking Fulte out of the game, might not want to burn a pinch hitter, especially when you had a chance to bunt.
There goes Johan. The pitch is caught on and missed. Albies is down on strikes, and Atlanta cannot cash in a leadoff hit in the second inning. 6-2 San Francisco.
Incorporated into SunTrust Park. You can get these gloves for free to use during the game, and joining me down here is Clint Salmons. And Clint, I know it's an exciting time for you guys at Mizuno because there's some new product you guys rolled out here.
Yeah, sure. You know, the Mizuno Glove Experience has been a great activation for us since we started last year in partnership with the Braves. Really had a chance to let people experience our brand and try out our product, which has been awesome. This year, to enhance the experience a little bit, we've moved to navy and red Braves colored gloves to try to splash a little more color out. But really the most exciting thing for us is to take advantage of some of our longtime ambassadors, like Chipper Jones, like Tom Glavine, Andrew Jones. We're going to have exact replicas, same gloves that we would have given them during the game, and allow people to check those out for free and really got to get that experience of what it might have been like to use a glove like Chipper Jones would have used throughout his career.
Yeah, this is a super cool thing down here. Again, it's free for fans who want to come run out a glove. Chip and Joe, to show you guys just how big some of the gloves are down here, we recruited Cameron to be our glove model. She's a lot prettier than I am.
Look at that. Now that's a catch.
Oh, good one. So was Clint Salmons.
Yeah, he looks great.
He was a good catcher.
Yes, he was. Good man. Glad to see Clint doing well with Mizuno. So yeah, check that out, the Mizuno Glove Experience here at SunTrust Park. As Jackson's retired on a line drive, here's Gregor Blanco, a 2-run triple in the second. Goal for Mike now, real simple. Give the Braves some innings, don't give the Giants anything else, and hope this high-octane offense can mount a comeback. But that second inning was kind of the old frustrating bad Mike.
Yeah, it was.
That we hadn't seen much of. As we said, he had allowed 5 or fewer hits and 2 or fewer earned runs in every start until tonight. And it just kept snowballing, and it seemed that the more the Giants hit him, the harder he threw, with disappointing results. Blanco's first hit of the year with a runner in scoring position came tonight. One ball, 2 strikes. And Mike's ball strike ratio tells you all you need to know about his command tonight. 63 pitches, 35 strikes, 28 balls. in a 30-plus pitch inning in the second. There's a nice recovery. Took a little off and got a swing and a miss for the second out.
Well, what you mentioned about the old Mike in the second inning was at times any sign of adversity, he worked faster and he tried to throw harder instead of backing off. This inning, backing off a little bit, slowing down, breathing.
And now Stratton with a base hit on the first pitch. So the Giants starter picks up a knock with 2 outs. That's 7 hits for San Fran tonight. And here's Alan Hansen. He's already up for a third time. We're in the third inning. 6 runs, 7 hits, an error for San Fran. 2-4-0 for Atlanta. The Braves will have Acuna, Freeman, and Markakis coming up. And the way Atlanta's scoring runs, as Joe said, a lot of baseball to be played tonight. That's right. The 1-1 is hit hard on the ground. Ozzie to his left, almost fell down. He stayed with it, made the play, and Hansen and the Giants are done in the third inning. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for Atlanta. It starts with Ronald Acuna Jr. in his home debut in Atlanta tonight. It's 6-2 San Francisco. Inside a sold-out SunTrust Park from our Xfinity cam. Chris Stratton trailed 2-0 after 1. He now leads 6-2 after 2.5. But he's got to go through the buzzsaw that is the Atlanta lineup of Acuna, Freeman, and Markakis here at SunTrust Park.
Well, the way the offense has been going, just get a couple of guys on, get something going. That turns into a pretty good inning lately. This guy's been instant offense at times.
Sure was yesterday. A 451-foot home run up at Citi Field. He hit it at 112 miles an hour. And Stratton gets ahead of him. Stratton's made 3 road starts. He's got a sparkling 1.86 ERA away from AT&T Park, which seems somewhat odd. That's a great pitcher's paradise.
You mentioned, though, that he's pitched against some good ball clubs. I know the Dodgers, he's faced them 3 times, and the Nationals.
And the division leading Diamondbacks too. And he's got the first place Braves tonight, and he's beating them. And that's yanked foul and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes.
He was a first-round draft pick out of Mississippi State in 2012.
And before that clinker last time out, his previous 2 games against the Nationals and Diamondbacks, 3 runs, 9 hits in 13 2/3 innings. And that's over the screen, out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, if the Giants can ever get their rotation in order, if they can get Cueto back, if they can get Bumgarner back, and this guy's pitching like that, they've got Jeff Samardzija. It's not too shabby. And as we said, they're only 5 games behind Arizona at the start of action tonight. That's popped up a mile high behind the plate. Posey will give chase, but won't have a chance to get it. It's 1-2. Giants are 11-12 against their division. They're 2-4 against Arizona. They've beaten the Dodgers 6 out of 10 times. Acuna scalds a breaking ball to Crawford. There's Johnny on the spot, and there's the first out. So Stratton's retired 4 straight. Freddie Freeman got the offense started for Atlanta in the first.
390-footer. Had this crowd rocking. But the air was let out of it in the top of the 2nd inning. 6-run inning for the Giants.
San Fran shifts. And that's up and away. Freddie, 5th in the league in hitting. He's our Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature.
Last 12 games, 11 RBIs, 11 runs.
Two balls, no strikes. Nick Markakis next. Stratton ready. Here it comes.
Oh. I know Jerry Lane's a little deliberate on his call. That one seemed late.
Now 2-2. 3 games at home for Atlanta. It's almost like another city on a long road trip. After spending the last 11 days away from home, Atlanta home for 3. Then we go right back out. Off day on Monday. 2 against Tampa Bay, then 4 down in Miami. The makeup game in Chicago. A 1-day trip to Wrigley. Then we come back and play the Cubs here at SunTrust Park. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And Freddie fought it off.
That spoiled a really good pitch. Backdoor slider. Now my dry cleaner and I have a real good thing going. I just give her a bunch of stuff and she gives me some back.
Yeah, that works out great, doesn't
A
it?
few days later, same thing. Another swap off.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And time call. Right at Tupelo, Mississippi. Delivers, and Freddie pops one up. Long run. That is Crawford, and on the warning track, he makes the play, and a nice comeback for Stratton, who is behind in the count. He gets Freddie to pop out. He's retired 5 straight, and here's Nick Markakis.
Only a couple of guys in the Braves lineup tonight had seen Stratton before, and he had faced the Braves, although both times in relief, and not for a very long stint. Markakis 0 for 1, Flowers 0 for 1.
He's in the lineup a second time now. Markakis with 2 outs. Nick riding a 10-game hitting streak for Atlanta. 18 hits in that stretch, 3 of them home runs. Boy, Nick's had the home run stroke working, 5 of them for the year.
And leading the league in hitting. That's a great thing for Nick.
And he's hit the jackpot on the Georgia lottery the last 2 weeks. 1 ball, 1 strike. And out of play. He's down to his last strike here in the home third. Two very contrasting pitching styles on display in this game. As this one skied towards center, Jackson on the run. That ball's carrying. That ball's to the wall. That ball is gone. An Energizer bunny homer. It kept going, and gone. The Braves get a run back. Number 6 for Markakis.
That's another one I need to ask him about, because on the road trip, one of the homers he hit, I said, did you get all of that? He said, yeah, I hit it pretty good. This was a slider. Oh, right on top of the fence. I didn't see that.
Me either. And Stratton's reaction told the tale. As that ball was struck, he had kind of a disgusted look on his face, like it was too good a pitch. And Nick with the lucky bounce makes it a 3-run game. Here's Bautista. What a way to debut in a Braves uniform tonight. He doubled off the center field wall. Two 2-0 with 2 outs. And fouled back. This has to be an emotional day for Bautista on a lot of different levels. Reunited with so many of his former colleagues that were in Toronto years ago when he was there. I mean, changing teams is nothing new for this man. In fact, he once played for 4 major league teams in 1 year. But a very emotional, heartfelt article written in the Players Tribune today, where Bautista expressed his gratitude to the fans of Toronto for their support for him over his 10-year career as a Blue Jay. One of the more popular players in the history of their franchise. A lot of big moments.
Well, he certainly earned their accolades because he put up some huge numbers.
Lifetime 331 homers, 927 RBIs. And a 6-time All-Star. Now he's worked a full count with Tyler Flowers waiting on deck. A 2-out solo home run from Markakis bounced off the top of the fence to make it a 6-3 game. And a swing and a miss. Bautista's down on strikes, and that retires the side. We've told you a lot of baseball left to be played in Atlanta. It's a lively park on a warm night. And Markakis hits home run number 6. It's now a 6-3 San Fran game.
When you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
We played 3 in Atlanta with Joe Simpson and Kelsey Wingert and our great Fox Sports crew. Game 1, Braves and Giants, 6-3 is your score. Andrew McCutchen, Buster Posey, and Brandon Belt are coming up again for San Fran. Voltanovich got the Giants rather easily in the last inning. Let's see if he can have similar results here in the 4th. If he can just keep them down, give the Braves bats a crack or two at Stratton, who knows what will happen tonight. And McCutchen 0-2.
Well, he's at 70 pitches. If he could throw another 25 to 30 pitches and not have them all be in this inning, that would be a good thing. Spread it out over about 3 innings.
A little too far off the plate for McCutchen to offer. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Braves start action tonight. A game and a half in front of the Mets. Phillies are 2 back. Washington's 4 back. In Eastern play. And a fly ball hit to right. That's carrying well, but playable for Nick Markakis. 1 out. Safe to say, Joe, the Mets made big headlines about 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah. Did it come as a big surprise to you?
I guess not in retrospect. Matt Harvey, of course, the big news, designated for assignment by the New York Mets after pitching so poorly out of the bullpen. And I guess the quote that summed it up very well was from their general manager, Sandy Alderson, said that this was a long time coming.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So the Mets will have, after the paperwork is filed, I guess tomorrow, 7 days to trade or release Matt Harvey, who turned down an opportunity to go to the minor leagues and trying to make his way back either in rotation or in the bullpen. And as Posey just pokes one the other way with 1 out. He's got 2 more hits against Atlanta. And Matt Harvey got blistered yesterday. 2+ innings, a 5-run, 3-hit ball, including a homer against Atlanta. His body language wasn't very good, wasn't pitching very good. And we were told that Matt had sort of isolated himself, or had been isolated, in what was a very positive and excited Mets locker room. We'll see where he ends up. It won't be as a Met.
I really thought in the offseason last year they might try to move him, because I thought he needed a new start, a fresh start somewhere, and maybe there was a team, figured there was a team that would want to fix him, I'll say.
Yeah.
Take advantage of his athletic ability and his great arm and make him into the player that he once was. Well, it's a couple of months late on that, but somebody will get their opportunity.
And the Mets were talking about it today. The way it all went down is Mickey Callaway, Dave Island, Sandy Alderson met with Harvey this afternoon around 3:15, told him that they would like him to go to AAA and try to figure things out. They said take a couple of hours, think about it. As Belt hits one toward left, Acuna drifts back and he makes the play without incident. 2 outs. Matt Harvey called his agent Scott Boras, didn't need 2 hours. About 45 minutes later, the Mets Brain Trust said that he's been designated. But what they also said was, well, this worked for Roy Halladay. You might recall Halladay wasn't a very effective pitcher in his early days in Toronto. He went all the way down to A ball. And Mel Queen changed his arm angle, that low 3/4 slot, and the rest, they say, for Roy Halladay was history. But Matt Harvey didn't want to do that with the Mets. As Longoria digs in, he's grounded out twice and has an RBI.
Well, there are a lot of teams that need pitching, starting pitching. Braves are playing one of them right now. It's just a matter of whether or not some team wants to take on his headache.
Ball 1, strike 1 for Giants third baseman Evan Longoria. We'll see Evan's former team after this series. The Braves will make their way to Tampa Bay for a 2-game date with the Rays. The pitch. The Rays are playing pretty good baseball too.
They got off to a bad start.
But they've won 7 of their last 10. They're 8 back in the East, but they're 13-16. And games on the fake grass and under the dome, always an interesting affair. 2-1 count. And a sharply hit ball to short. And the throw to second in time. Foltynewicz works a scoreless 4th. He's due up 3rd. 6-3 game.
You know, I met him when I was a kid, his first year in the big leagues, which he hated when I told him this story, but I was in 4th grade. He came to our elementary school field day. He ate lunch with us. He actually literally sat right next to me for lunch. So when I was in 2008 in my first big league camp, I had to tell him that story, and he immediately hated me, and then we became friends.
So Tyler Flowers, Chipper Jones' best elementary school buddy, will lead off the Atlanta 4th. 6-3 game. Couple of homers for Atlanta. Freeman and Markakis have gone deep. Giants got a big second inning, scoring 6 times. But it's only a 3-run advantage now.
Chipper, Tyler's not the only guy that Chipper caused that to happen. That starstruck thing happened to John Smoltz when he first met Chipper.
First pitch swing by Flowers. That ball carries out toward left. Blanco, though, to the edge of the track, is going to make the catch, and there's out number 1. Park's pretty lively tonight. Warm afternoon. Weather's supposed to be good all weekend long. That one, though, was hit to the edge of the track. 1 away. Here's Johan Camargo.
Smoltz was kind of that way with every player, though.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Overly impressed with just about anyone. I don't know if it was because he wanted them to ask who you are. You know, who are you?
You mean the old rope-a-dope thing?
Yes. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. That sounds about right. 1 ball, no strikes. For Johan, filling in at shortstop for Dansby Swanson, who was disabled today, if you missed that.
I think that's a good idea. The wrist thing is, to me, a little bit like an oblique or a hamstring. You can try to press yourself back into service too soon and then wind up missing a whole lot more time.
And Dansby, I think it's safe to say on the road trip, wasn't the same hitter that we saw before the Braves left town. Strikeouts were really starting to pile up for him.
Yeah, and I think when he did come out, it was after a couple of strikeouts. It was as if that realization had finally set in on him, and that's a tough one to accept. Yeah, he was 6 for 35 on the road trip.
Three balls and a strike for Camargo. And fouled over the screen.
35 at bats. You were talking about that before the game, before we went on the air, about because the Braves scored so many runs and because they were playing on the road, so they played every 9th inning. There were a lot of guys that got some at bats.
Yeah, Acuna had 34 at bats on the road trip. Remember, he only played 8 of the games. As there's a little bit of help. Camargo walks. Let's see if Fultonevich can help himself. Albies had 46 at bats. Freddie Freeman 40 at bats. Inciarte 44. Markakis 40. Kurt Suzuki 33 at bats. Dansby 35 at bats.
That's incredible.
So the offense got a lot of chances. Mike has one here. Couldn't lay down a bunt and was struck out in the second. The fans were none too pleased about that. I wonder if that bad second inning on the mound affected him at the plate. Try to help himself here. As this one's pushed foul, it's a strike. Mike has laid down one sacrifice this year. That's an area I think he would agree he's got to improve on.
He's got a very, very close stance in his attempt to bunt. A little unusual there. Trying to angle his shoulders toward first base and push it that way. But if you don't have that right foot up a little bit closer to home plate, it's hard to reach a pitch outside. You're off balance.
So let's see if Stratton throws another one there with 2 strikes. He did. And Fultonevich can't get another bunt down. So that leaves the inning to Ender Inciarte, who lined out, I think it was the first pitch back in the second inning. So Ender is 0 for 1. Fourth inning, 6-3. Game 1, Braves and Giants. Won't see the Giants again until September. After we wrap up this series, we'll head west September 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Well, that's really good. You can get out there after all that heat wave.
Right. And downstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
It's a great city, great ballpark.
Braves enjoyed seeing the Giants here last year. They beat them 3 out of 4 times. In SunTrust Park's opening year, the pitch splits the plate, even count. Stratton's had to throw a lot of pitches. He's up to 73 now. And that stayed high for Ender. Ryan Snitker has said that if the offense continues to roll with Ender hitting 9th, he's going to roll with it. And to Ryan's credit, and the players too, it has rolled. 2 balls and a strike. And fouled back, 2-2.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I've said before, I think it bears repeating, that I never was a fan really of a pitcher batting 8th, but the personnel for the Braves lines this up beautifully.
And the players have to buy in too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ender certainly has. Two and two. Just missed. So again, Camargo will have a chance to run with 2 outs.
This guy's got real good mechanics, real simple, real repeatable.
Number 1 pick for a reason. And there goes Camargo. The pitch is around the plate, ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. And now the Braves are a big fly away from tying the game. And who better than Ozzie Albies, who's tied for first in that category in National League play with 10.
He's done that several times tonight on a 3-2 count. Remember, he did that to Freeman, and Freddie fouled it off.
So now we begin the dreaded 3rd time through a batting order for Stratton. Ozzie singled, scored, and struck out in his first 2 trips. As we've said, the Braves have been very aggressive on the first pitch with runners in scoring position all year long. Let's see what Albies gets and what he does with it here in his 3rd at bat of the night. Laid off a breaking ball. Ball 1. This is where Stratton has been so good. Entered play allowing 3 for 30. Opponent's batting average with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Hot shot hit toward Belt. Tricky hop. He goes to an high throw, and Stratton hangs on, steps on the bag, and that retires the side. Atlanta strands a pair in the 4th. Still a 3-run game. Inning, it's the stretch presented by Advance Auto Parts. We are through 4 in Atlanta. Standing room only crowd. The Giants scored 6 in the 2nd. Mike Foltynewicz has righted the ship. Now he goes to work in the 5th inning with Crawford, Jackson, and Blanco coming up. This guy is a terrific player. It's a shame that fans in the East only get to see Brandon Crawford come to their city one time to play, because you are missing out.
If he would cut down on his strikeouts and improve his contact.
Like that. Crawford's got 2 hits. And the Giants have another leadoff man aboard, this time in the 5th inning.
He'd be a perennial all-star. Came in a career .252 hitter, and I'm surprised it's that high.
Won the Gold Glove the last 3 years at shortstop. He's the first shortstop to hit a grand slam in the postseason in baseball history. And if I'm not mistaken, he hit a grand slam in his first big league at bat.
I didn't know he was the first one to do it in postseason.
I didn't either. First Giants shortstop to lead his team in homers in a season. He had 21 in 2015. That was the record for the Giants organization since Bill Dolan led the New York Giants in homers in 1905. You know how many Bill Dolan hit that year?
No.
7. Austin Jackson, the batter. He's walked and lined out. And Mike fires low and away. It's an even count.
Leadoff single has the bullpen stirring again as that pitch count gets close to 90.
One ball, one strike for Austin Jackson. And Mike got it there. It's a 1-2 count. Nationals are starting to roll. They've won 5 in a row coming into action tonight. They lead the Phillies 7-0. That game's in the 4th inning. Rockies over the Mets 7-2. Reds 4, Miami 1. Those are the games of import in Eastern Division play tonight. The pitch, not close, 2-2. All eyes will be in Seattle tonight. That's where the Angels take on the Mariners. Albert Pujols needs 1 hit for 3,000. And did you know that the Angels are tied with Houston atop the American League West?
Playing good baseball, and man, can they score.
And Seattle is only a half game back.
And they have a very solid lineup.
Swing and a miss. That was a perfect pitch. Maybe Mike's best pitch of the night. Inner half at the knees, tied him up, 1 out. Well, maybe a little below the knees, but he got the swing and a miss.
Little two-seamer, had some sinking action on it. It's kind of funny. You throw a 4-seamer, you're throwing it as hard as you can, but if it's a 2-seamer, it's a little 2-seamer. He mixed in a little 2-seamer there at 96.
You ever been to a big Italian restaurant?
No.
Kind of the same deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here's Gregor Blanco. 2-run triple his first time up, and he struck out. Six, 9-1 for the Giants, 3-5-0 for the Braves as Blanco digs in. And he shoots one toward Acuna in left. Excellent jump. No trouble there. 2 outs. And Stratton's coming up. He's 1 for 2, a single last time up. Looking ahead to the 5th. Right guys are coming up. Acuna, Freeman, and Markakis. Again, there's a long way to go in this game.
Well, and if Mike can get through this inning and put another 0 on the board, you'd have to give him a pat on the back for hanging in there and saving the bullpen, because that's what he's done.
Strike 1 to Stratton. That's fouled off Tyler's glove. 0-2. Mike's a strike away from getting the Braves bats back in play. Here comes the 0-2. He struck him out. And Fultonevich works around a leadoff single by Brandon Crawford. Acuna, Freeman, Markakis are coming up. It's a 3-run game here at SunTrust Park. SunTrust Park. Standing room crowd. Even Andrew Jones is in the house. John Schuerholz as well. And the two guys that say they're baseball brothers are in action here in Game 1 against the Giants. Acuna is 0 for 2 in his home debut. He'll bat in front of Freddie Freeman, then Nick Markakis in a 3-run game.
Smoked the ball his first time up, though. If you missed that, drove Austin Jackson, the center fielder, out to the warning track in front of the Braves bullpen. That advanced Albies to third base right before Freeman hit his homer.
Acuna and Bautista making their home debuts with the Braves tonight. And the first pitch from Stratton is smoked toward third. What a play by Longoria. That ball was vaporized. And somehow Longoria made a clean play and threw him out. That was amazing.
There are a lot of things that change when you get to the big leagues that you never experienced. And with all his experience, all of his success, Ronald's going to run into players who can make plays that he has never seen before on hard hit balls. Great play.
Longoria's a 3-time Gold Glover, including last season with Tampa Bay. Fly ball by Freeman. Blanco drifts back. Pop will hold that one. 2 pitches, 2 outs. And here's Markakis, who bounced one off the top of the fence in left his last time up, his 6th home run. So how many errors Longoria made last year? 12 in his Gold Glove season. He's had 3 years in the major leagues where he's committed fewer than 10 errors at third base. And playing on the turf most of the time in Tampa Bay. That's impressive work. It's a free strike for Stratton with 2 pitches, 2 outs. All bets off now. It's 0-1. .41 hits for Markakis, an 11-game hitting streak thanks to that homer. In fact, he's hit 4 homers in his last 42 at bats.
That's a lot for Nick. That customary toe tap with his bat before every pitch.
He'd love to reach and give Bautista another crack. And Mr. Stratton, and it's his debut night as well. Drew Jenkins told us before the game the last Brave to hit a homer in his home debut, Evan Gattis, in 2013. First the pitch. It was right there, a strike, even count. Didn't miss by much.
And he hasn't missed by much all night. You know, there's nothing electric about his fastball. Like I said, sits in the low 90s, but he's got good tailing action, as you see it there, that moved out of the strike zone. He's had a good slider.
Fly ball toward left center, but Jackson got a great jump. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Stratton in the Atlanta 5th. Top of the Giants orders coming up.
Score of 6-3. We have seen plenty of home runs tonight. They're seeing them as well up in Washington. I'd say the move by Dave Martinez to put Bryce Harper in the leadoff spot is paying off. Our Xfinity game break, bottom of the first, and Harper takes Nick Pivetta deep, his 11th of the season, to open the scoring. Then in the second with a man on, and there's Pivetta serving it up. Harper now has 12 on the year. Poor Pivetta. Didn't record an out in that second inning. 6 runs on 5 hits. It's 7-0 Nationals on top, fellas. They're in the 5th.
That was a real brilliant move by Dave Martinez, because Bryce Harper led the National League. In fact, may have led all of baseball in walks. Teams were just pitching around him. With Harper leading off, I want to walk the leadoff guys, so teams pitch to him, and he's making them pay.
See where that last homer landed?
Long way.
The top of their batting eye. Peter Moylan's 15th game. He's thrown shutout innings in 3 of his last 4 outings.
Well, you could say of Mike Foltynewicz's outing tonight, 1 bad inning. That was the second, when the Giants sent 10 to the plate. 6 of them scored. He had 1, 1, 2, 3. He didn't have any 1, 2, 3 frames. I beg your pardon. But 4 shutout innings and 6 in the second.
Gave up a hit in every inning. He didn't look right in the first inning. He walked McCutchen, the second batter. He gave up a base hit to Posey, got out of it, but he never seemed comfortable. His mechanics seemed a little out of whack, where he was flying open, kind of pulling over to the left side, falling off the mound a little bit more than we've seen lately.
Alan Hansen, the Giants leadoff man, ahead in the count, 3-1. And a ground ball hit toward Ozzie. And he can't get it out of his glove, and that costs him. Would have been a tough play anyway, because Hansen can really run. He's got a 2-hit game.
Yeah, that hesitation, I'm not sure it would have mattered. You're right, Chip.
Andrew McCutchen has singled and scored. He's walked and flied out as well. Pittsburgh moved on from Andrew McCutchen and Garrett Cole. Moved them in the offseason. Pittsburgh at 17 and 15 on the year. The Giants start action tonight at 16 and 15, and Hansen just got picked off. And he can't believe it.
No argument from his first base coach. Do you think he was safe?
Was he?
Waiting on the Giants to look. Got him.
Yep, he's out.
He got 1 call overturned tonight. He's not getting that one changed.
So Moylan helps himself. McCutchen bats with 1 out now. Andrew, a former MVP, 31 years old now.
Ought to still be in his prime.
In fact, the Giants picking up Longoria and picking up Andrew McCutchen made some history this offseason. I'll explain after the 2-0 pitch. McCutchen played his whole career in Pittsburgh. Longoria played his entire career in Tampa Bay. Giants are the first team to add 2 players who had played 1,300 or more games with the same team and were acquired in the single offseason since the 1927 Philadelphia A's acquired Ty Cobb and Zach Wheat.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize Ty Cobb played for anybody but Detroit. And of course the Augusta Tourists.
Right. There you go. The pitch is inside. Moylan's Allowed Hansen and now McCutchen to reach. He picked off Hansen. McCutchen walks in front of Posey, who has 2 hits tonight. That will be the, I think, most important stat for Atlanta to follow in the month of May. Can the bullpen stop walking so many people, which was hugely problematic in April? They got out of a lot of those self-made messes, but boy, they've made it hard on themselves. One on, one out. Posey sprays one foul the right side.
Braves are catching Posey and Belt at a real bad time because they're really swinging it.
Both men have RBIs tonight. Posey has 2 hits. Belt an RBI double, and he's on deck. Double play here would be nice. See if Peter can get Posey to roll over. Had him fooled there. 0-2. It's interesting how they play Buster Posey. You recall his last at bat, similar shift was on, and he just served a ball in that gaping hole on the right side of the Atlanta infield.
Buster's reaction at his swing was, what am I doing here?
See if Peter sets up the outside corner again. A dangerous pitch again with this kind of shift on. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bouncing ball toward Batista. Second base one. Ozzie turns it, and they get the double play. Nicely started, nicely turned. Moylan gets the ground out he needed. Braves are coming up in the bottom of the 6th.
Local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by SunTrust. Confidence starts here.
6-3 San Francisco. All 6 of their runs came in the top of the 2nd inning against Mike Foltynewicz, who has since departed. His mount opponent Chris Stratton is still at work. He'll start the inning with Jose Bautista, who doubled in his first at bat as a Brave. It was a ringing double off the center field wall. Jose struck out in the 3rd inning. There's a pitch up in the zone that he couldn't catch. The pitch missed inside, ball 2. Tyler Flowers, Johan Camargo, the trio up first for Atlanta. 3-run game, still anybody's game. We're in the middle innings. And Bautista didn't get it. It's 2-1 count.
Having a hard time getting that leadoff guy on. Camargo got on. He was the last one to do that in the second inning.
Two balls, two strikes. And that's over the inside corner. Bautista looking for something else. He's caught looking. That's 6 strikeouts for Stratton. And I made the point earlier, Joe, when we had to go to break, but the contrasting styles of Foltynewicz and Stratton are on display in this game. Everybody knows how hard Mike can throw. When he doesn't have command of his fastball, he has innings like he had tonight. Stratton doesn't throw nearly as hard, but as we said earlier, he can put his fastball pretty much wherever he wants to.
Well, that was a front door slider and a beauty for called strike 3, and Bautista knew it. He's working both sides of the plate. Walked a couple of guys 2 innings ago. Those were the only free passes of the night, and they came in the same inning.
He has set down 5 straight after a walk to Ender Inciarte in the 4th inning.
Great command on that outside corner to the right-handers. But again, I go to very simple mechanics. Very calm, very still when he collects himself at the top of his leg kick.
1-2 pitch. His line over second and in for a base hit. So a 2-strike knock for Tyler Flowers, and that gets the crowd buzzing a bit. Atlanta's 6th hit of the night, and it brings up Johan Camargo. Tyler's 2nd hit of the year. Remember, he was injured after opening day. Actually, he was injured in opening day for Atlanta. An oblique problem. Here's Johan. And that's down low, ball 1. Braves have 4 players available on their bench. Flaherty and Tucker from the left side. Culberson and Suzuki from the right side. Bring that up because the pitcher spot is due next, and Charlie Culberson's grabbed the bat. Charlie had a 2-hit game against the Mets, including a hit that brought home his first RBI as a Brave. He'd love to hit with 2 on here. 2-0 count. Pulled toward first. Belt backhanded stab, second base 1. Crawford's return throw a beauty. And Brandon Belt paying dividends at the plate and in the field. Beautiful 3-6-3 double play sends us to the 7th with the Giants in command. Glad you're with us tonight from SunTrust Park. Standing room only crowd. Game 1 of the series going San Fran's way after 6. 6-3 is your score. Jesse Biddle grabs a baseball. He'll go to work with Belt, Longoria, and Brandon Crawford coming up in the 7th.
Jesse's done a great job since he was called up. He's only had 1 inning where he really had some trouble. That was at Cincinnati. 2 innings, 3 hits and a walk, but no runs. You can see no earned runs allowed, no runs of any kind allowed.
Peter Moylan escaped the 6th inning without a run scoring. Now Biddle versus Belt. And a quick strike. See how Brandon does against lefties. Very well. A .293 average. Full there, 0-2. Belt a 5th round pick in 2009. Led the team in homers, walks, 2nd in extra base hits, and he missed the last 51 games of the year last year. Concussions. He's had 4 concussions in 8 years.
I didn't know that. Goodness.
He was hit in the head on a curveball against Arizona. Was placed on the DL and did not play the rest of the year. He checked his swing on that ball in the dirt. Flowers has to chase it down by the on-deck circle. And Belt was fooled and is retired to start the inning. I think that's one of the best things that baseball has done is the concussion protocol and the 7-day disabled list for players to get that evaluated and evaluated correctly. Heck, the Giants have another player, Mac Williamson, who's on that concussion list. They're hoping that he may play in this series, but we don't know. He was banged up a week ago or so.
The other thing that I think we went to that is beneficial is a 10-day disabled list and not 15. There are so many players who you kind of drag along and not put them on the DL. Not sure if they're really hurt bad enough for a 15-day trip, but for 10-day, you say, yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, Dansby might be a perfect example.
Yeah.
For Atlanta. He'd probably tell you he could play through it if he had to. But let it rest and calm down and hopefully get right and be back in 10 days. 1 ball, 1 strike for Longoria, who takes strike 2.
Longoria making that great play at third base reminds me of the last time I saw Jose Bautista playing third base. He was with the Pirates and made a play in the baseline and flipped Chipper Jones. Bautista came in to field the ball, got right in Chipper's path. Chipper went right over the top of him, upside down, and I was telling Brian Snitker that, and he goes, oh yeah, I remember, I was coaching third. So,
what if he reminded Jose of that play?
Might have.
Before the game. 1-2 pitch is slowly rolled toward third. First challenging play for Bautista. He throws late to first, and Longoria legs out an infield hit.
Longoria's closing in on 1,500 hits. That's 1,498.
A very good player who signed through 2022 for the Giants. That his big contract he signed with Tampa Bay. The Giants assumed that. Here's Crawford. 2 singles, a run scored. Nothing in 1, your count. Crawford's 31 now. First National League shortstop to win 3 straight Gold Gloves since Jimmy Rollins, and he just launched one deep toward right field and into the chop house seats. A soul-crushing 2-run homer for Brandon Crawford to make it an 8-3 game. Crawford had 7 hits in his last 15 games coming into play today. He's 3 for 4, and he just hit his 3rd home run.
And they've all been hit hard. Slider that didn't go down and away like they wanted it to. Fenn made a great catch and a great rejection.
Yeah, that baseball's obviously defective, so they'll check that one out. As Austin Jackson takes ball 1. So the Giants have scored 8 times tonight. And in for strike 1. Keep our eyes on the Arizona Diamondbacks. That's the team in front of San Francisco in the National League West. Colorado as well. The Braves fans will want to pay attention to what's going on with Arizona. Houston is there tonight. Garrett Cole is facing Chris Medlin.
I heard about that. Isn't that wonderful?
After 2 Tommy John surgeries, 2 years away from the big leagues, Chris Medlin was called up because of injury. And, you know, he's going to be fired up, excited, and grateful, and I hope he pitches a great game tonight. One of my favorite all-time Braves. 2-2 for Jackson, and fouled back. Six in the second, 2 in the 7th for the Giants, and Biddle misses high, a full count. Hope you'll make your plans to join us tomorrow night. Game 2 of the series. Ty Block and Brandon McCarthy will hook up. And Jackson another good rip at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Rockies all over the Mets, 8-2. New York is in free fall. About to go 6-12 after an 11-1 start. If the Rockies hang on tonight, the pitch. Did he go? He did not, and that's ball 4. So a single, a homer, and now a walk brings up Gregor Blanco. Second walk issued by the Braves relief corps.
Yeah, he did. We had a little better angle on that than Greg Gibson had, but that was a swing.
Second go round for Gregor Blanco in a Giants uniform. Getting his 4th start in left field tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a 2-run triple. His 2nd and 3rd RBIs of the year.
And no surprise really for any big league player, but when he starts, his numbers are good. When he comes in defensively, gets an at bat or pinch hits, not so much, but he was hitting .314 in his 13 starts. He hasn't hurt that tonight.
1 ball, 1 strike. I wonder if we'll see the praying mantis in this series.
Yeah, he's on the shelf.
He's playing in rehab games with Sacramento, coming back from a left thumb problem. He's been playing some left field for the Giants. The pitch is cut on and missed. Blanco didn't get that. Wants to know if it was a strike. It was. 2 outs. And Bruce Bochy is going to go to his bench. Corquis Hernandez, another former Brave. Stratton was very impressive. 6 innings. Gave up 3 runs, 2 homers. He struck out 6. I've got him with 2 walks. And he scattered 6 hits. So Hernandez bats for him. Bochy will turn it over to his bullpen to try to get the final 9 outs. Sharply hit, and Bautista to his left makes a nice play. A 2-run homer for Brandon Crawford extends the Giants' lead. It's 8-3, and it's time for the stretch presented by Advance Auto Parts. Let's join our pal Jerome Jerinovich.
The stretch is brought to you in part by Valvoline.
At Advance Auto Parts, upload your receipt at teamvalvoline.com/advance, and you'll receive a Pit Pal bobblehead of your choice.
Charlie Culberson's going to lead off for Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. They will face another Georgia boy, the pride of Noonan, Georgia. Will Smith, who was acquired from the Brewers on August 1st, 2016. Smith missed the entire year last year after undergoing Tommy John surgery on March 30th. He made an appearance on the last Giants homestand, an emotional appearance. He got the baseball from Nick Hundley. His first game back as he gives up a hit to Culberson. The Battle of Georgia boys goes Charlie's way, and another bobble by the Giants outfield. That's Gorkys Hernandez who muffed it, and Culberson takes the extra base.
Charlie had a couple of hits yesterday. Getting a spot start. Did him a lot of good because he steps right in, gets a knock tonight. Takes advantage of the second error of the night by a center fielder for the Giants. Good start to the inning.
But Will Smith got that baseball, Joe, and supposedly yesterday or today gave that ball to his parents as a token of his appreciation for all they did to nurture his baseball career.
Nice.
So here's Ender. Good start for Atlanta. Down 5 with 9 outs left. And Smith missed low, ball 1. History tonight in Atlanta. First the 1-0 pitch, which is served down the left field line and foul. Official attendance 41,807 fans, the biggest crowd in the young history of SunTrust Park tonight.
I'm looking at the folks out there above the left field stands and on the walkway above the right field stands, and they're up against the railings, you know, 2 and 3 deep in places.
Big crowds expected all weekend. See if Atlanta can give the Giants and the fans a finish tonight. Smith missed. Ball 2. Base runners would be nice, especially with the top of the order coming up. This is what we saw an awful lot on the road trip. 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, and they put together some great at bats and some big innings. Atlanta needs a couple of them to get back in this one, down 5 runs. High fly ball lifted right center field. And that is grabbed by McCutchen. Tagging and moving up is Culberson. He stands at third base with 1 out. Ender just missed. And the top of the order's coming up.
Charlie Culberson at third base originally was a Giant. Got to the big leagues for the first time with San Francisco as a compensation pick by the Giants back in 2007.
Here's Ozzie. The right side's been his best side. He's 13 for 27 with 4 of his 10 homers. And Smith delivers a strike. Was Will Smith the kid with Milwaukee that Freddie Gonzalez caught with the pine tar?
I believe might have been.
No balls and a strike. Fly ball center. Hernandez will make the play. Culberson's going to tag. The throw is going to be cut off. It's a sacrifice fly to make it an 8-4 game, but it costs Atlanta a precious second out. For Albies, his 24th RBI, and Charlie Culberson with a nice night scores the 4th Atlanta tally. Let's see if Acuna can reach in his home debut. He's 0 for 3, robbed by Longoria last time up. 8-4 game now. First pitch swing and he popped it up. Longoria at the third base bag in foul ground, and it's a happy homecoming for Will Smith. He does surrender a run. The error by Gorkis Hernandez helped Atlanta's cause. We go to the 8th. Trust Park, that is, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Chip and Joe with you. Game 1 of the weekend series. Giants with a 6-run second inning and 2 in the 7th have an 8-4 lead, and the top of the order coming up.
Max Fried worked an inning yesterday in New York, gave up a hit and a walk, and then knuckled down and struck out the side. Looked good doing it.
Can't give him any more. Hansen, McCutchen, and Posey coming up. Hansen's had a good night. He's got a couple of hits. And for Max Fried, he's kind of doing what pitchers used to do as they began their big league apprenticeships. They didn't just come in and start. They learned their craft pitching out of the bullpen many times. He's got a good arm. And he's gaining some confidence, I think, as you just said. Striking out the side of New York, that would do wonders for anybody.
Well, remember his first outing. You know, it was a crusher. Came in the 12th inning at Cincinnati.
Fly ball left. Acuna is there. He got Hansen in a 2-strike hole and got some soft contact for the first out.
Gave up a walk and a home run to end that ball game and took the loss in his first time out. Not at all how he wanted 2018 to start in the big leagues. So he's had to bounce back from that, and I think he's done so nicely.
1 up, 1 down for McCutchen, who's walked twice, singled, and scored once. Fried, one of a handful of terrifically talented left-handers the Braves have in the system. One of them was on display last night at Gwinnett. Ground ball to second. Long throw. Good play to get McCutchen. Ozzie with excellent range and a strong arm. Colby Allard went 7 innings of 1-run ball, 4 strikeouts. Over his last 3 starts, he's allowed 3 combined runs with 14 strikeouts. He's another guy that we might see here in Atlanta before the season's over.
And was it announced that Soroka will pitch Sunday?
That's what Brian Snitker said before the game. That was an open question. Soroka versus Suarez in the series wrap-up. Fly ball by Posey to right. That's carrying to the track. Markakis, as far as he can go, has enough room to haul it in right at the 325 sign. A 6-pitch frame for Max Fried. Braves coming up, down 4.
Home Wi-Fi experience. And by Delta Airlines.
Back in Atlanta on a beautiful night for baseball. 8-4 San Francisco, spoiling Star Wars night to this point. And here in the 8th inning, the Braves will take aim at another left-handed pitcher. It's elementary, dear Watson.
And he's a good one. Nothing elementary about this guy. He's a PhD in setup. They used him as a closer at times in Pittsburgh, but I always thought he was one of the best left-handed setup guys in the National League. The odd part is, and you see excellent numbers from him, low three-quarter delivery too. Fastball, slider, a lot of two-seamers sinking the ball. He's got odd splits. Right-handers are only hitting 115 against him, 3 for 26. Left-handers are smoking him by comparison.
Right.
A 318 mark.
That's sort of borne out in the numbers. Freddie Freeman's 2 for 8 against him. Ender's 3 for 4 against him. Markakis 1 for 3. You'll see Freddie and Nick to start this 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He finished last season with the Dodgers in their run to the World Series.
Dodgers are in some trouble, wouldn't you say? 14 and 17, 7 games off the pace. And Corey Seager done for the year. Freddie Freeman swings and misses. Watson's 8th inning off to a successful start, 1 away.
I jinxed him.
Here's Markakis. Another name we haven't mentioned for the Giants is Mark Melanson. Remember, they signed him to a big contract a couple of years ago because of all the bullpen problems they were having. And Melanson had issues too. I think he blew the save in his Giants debut.
Yeah, backing up Bumgarner.
And that hasn't been a successful signing to this point. 1 ball, no strikes for Markakis. Braves down 4 in the 8th. And that's right there. Just 32 games for Melanson last year, 11 for 16 in saves. And signed through 2020. And a hot shot to third, bad hop. And Nick Markakis will be aboard with 1 out. We'll see how that's scored.
I think they said E5, but it was a bad hop. E5.
So Longoria's 7th error. Giants have committed 3 of them tonight. 2 on their center fielders and now 1 on Longoria. And now Batista's the batter. A long one here makes it a 2-run game. A double and 2 strikeouts for the new Atlanta third baseman. And it's an even count. He didn't get a changeup. It'll be interesting to see how Brian Snitker manages his lineup card once Batista's here and he's had a few games under his belt. Whether he splits up Freeman and Markakis and puts a right-handed bat in between them. The way Nick and Freddie have been swinging the bat in tandem from the left side, that's been a real nice 1-2 punch. As this one's lifted toward right and right at McCutchen. Markakis retreats to first with 2 outs.
You'll find out the answer to that tomorrow.
Yeah, because the left-hander's going, right?
Yeah.
Ty Block versus Brandon McCarthy. And here's Tyler Flowers. He has a 6th inning hit.
I'm glad Soroka's pitching Sunday just because I think it's good for our fans to see him work and see him pitch in his home ballpark.
Oh, was he good in his debut? I mean, the Mets were raving about his poise, his composure, his stuff. say this respectfully, maybe the only guy that wasn't real impressed was Cespedes because he had 3 hits against him.
Right.
And you will not meet a nicer, more affable young man than Mike Soroka. He's going to pitch here on Sunday. No balls and a strike for Flowers. Off the end of the bat, out of play, 0-2. The question for Sunday's start was Anibal Sanchez. Was he going to be ready to come back from his hamstring issue? That's still a possibility, I guess. But if Soroka's starting, maybe Anibal will go to the bullpen and be the long man for Atlanta. We just don't know yet. 0-2 pitch. And fouled back. There's Mike.
Get a chance to check out his new home digs today also.
Swing and a miss. And Watson with a couple of 8th inning strikeouts preserves a Giants lead. It's 8-4 going to the 9th.
Atlanta Braves baseball is sponsored by your local Ford dealer, the Georgia Lottery, and by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by always wearing your seatbelt.
Best describes the 2018 Atlanta Braves. Tweet us at Fox Sports Braves using hashtag Braves Star Wars Night. Your answer could be read on our Braves Live post-game show. Has been a Star Wars themed night tonight. Plenty of stars on display here at SunTrust Park. And our friends at Delaware North were kind enough to bring us lightsaber-sized corn dogs before the game.
Those were amazing. And really good.
They were. That's upstairs to Belt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Belt, Longoria, and Crawford for the Giants. 2 big innings have been problematic for Atlanta tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Peppered that one in there.
95. A little too high. Even count. Well, if this score holds, the Giants will go to 17-15. Remember, they don't have their team together. It's going to give them a lot of hope out west. As Tyler held on to that one, Belt's down swinging for the 2nd time. And And Max has his first strikeout of the game. He's retired 4 in a row in relief.
Confidence comes in small doses sometimes, you know. And for Max Fried, you love seeing it.
So here's Longoria. An infield hit, a run scored, and an RBI. That hit Joe mentioned at the time gets him 2 away from 1,500 in what's been a terrific big league career. SunTrust Park, the final big league park among the current stadiums that Longoria had not played in until tonight.
And that was like on a piano wire. That was exactly where Tyler Flowers' glove was. Couldn't get a swing out of him.
That one too.
They both appeared to be strikes. High strikes at that.
Driven to right. Long run Markakis. He is not going to get that one. It's into the seats. Longoria hits an opposite field home run. Hit number 1499. And the Giants have come to SunTrust Park and played long ball and small ball.
Worked him up and in, and then tried to go down and away. And it was away, but it wasn't down.
So Crawford and Longoria with the homers for San Fran. They've wrapped out 13 hits. And now Crawford shoots one toward Acuna, who got a nice running start. There's out number 2.
Crawford's hit the ball hard every time up tonight.
Yeah, day off must have done him some good. Hey, the Panda's up. Pablo Sandoval is going to pinch hit. One of the best relief pitchers in the National League this year, by the way.
His numbers are outstanding.
Sandoval back in a San Francisco uniform after a, shall we say, less than successful stint with the Red Sox. Boston released him last year on July 19th. The Giants signed him to a minor league deal, and here he is. And a roller hit toward Bautista. Gloves. Bobbles, but has time with Sandoval running. And that retires the side. Last call for Atlanta. 9-4 Giants. by Kaiser Permanente. The Giants have been root guests tonight. 9-4 is your score. Despite 3 errors, they've wrapped out 13 hits. Chris Stratton in line to beat Mike Foltynewicz, barring a huge 9th inning rally, which we hope takes place against reliever Sam Dyson.
1-0, 3.46 ERA. Left-handers wrapping him around pretty good. Throws hard. Range it up to 97 at times. Works a cutter in off his fastball. Also a changeup.
So he'll face Johan Camargo, who's singled, walked, and he's hit into a nasally turned double play. Started and finished by Brandon Belt at first. Braves have done an excellent job of putting together rallies late. That's our SunTrust Confidence Starts Here feature. Look at what Atlanta's done after the 7th inning. But this is a tall order. 5 runs with 3 outs left.
This is kind of a continuation. This late inning success is a continuation of what the Braves have done under Brian Snitker. It's been that way from the get-go.
40-41 last at bat wins since Brian took over. That man has done an amazing job. When he took over for Freddie Gonzalez in May of 2016, the Braves, as you know, had unloaded a lot of their players. Cupboard was pretty bare, and the rebuild was on. He really steadied the ship after a 9-28 start. The Braves finished that year, Brian Snitker, just 6 games under 500 under his tenure. And then last year guided the Braves to the finish line, and this year has them off to a 19-11 start. And to a man in that locker room, they will praise very vocally the quiet confidence Brian Snitker has, the leadership, the communication skills that he has exhibited. He has been, in their opinion, the right guy at the right time, and they all love playing for that man. So props to Brian Snitker for this excellent start as Preston Tucker pinch hits.
Fresh up from being called up.
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's not often, Joe, a guy gets to Ashford Dunwoody Road and then has to turn around on 285 and fight traffic both ways and gets to the park on time.
I understand they threw up a roadblock at Sandy Springs. Put out an APB.
Yeah. I'm glad he's back.
Me too.
Not that he was gone for long, but you understand the point. And with interleague play coming up, this guy could really help the Braves down in Tampa.
Agreed. I mean, it's not often a guy hitting 282 with 3 homers, 18 RBIs, and 4 for 9 as a pinch hitter gets sent out. Almost hit a homer yesterday.
It's kind of the story of his career. You mentioned the big numbers he had at AAA in the Astros organization last year. He never got a sniff.
He's a victim in this situation of being one of, if not the only guy with options where they could send him to AAA without fear of him being taken away by another team. That's bad luck for Preston.
Goes behind, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Camargo's aboard with a leadoff walk from Sam Dyson. Inciarte's next, then the top of the Atlanta order. Shift on for Tucker. And the pitch is hit right to Longoria. Crawford turns the double play. Tucker hit it right into the shift, and the Giants had him played absolutely perfectly. And it's a 5-6-3 double play, and Ender is the Braves' final hope on Fireworks Friday night. Ender has lined out, flied out, and walked. McCarthy and Block tomorrow night. Brandon is 4-0 on the year. He'll try to reverse his personal rough luck against San Francisco in the middle game of the series. Brandon's been excellent in rotation for Atlanta.
Tell you what, he works hard.
He does work hard.
He's the senior of the class of starters, but he'll just about outwork all of them in terms of conditioning.
One ball, two strikes. Dyson brings it home, and it's off the plate. 2-2.
It's a disappointment for the fans for this game to have turned the way it did, but it sure got off to a hot start.
Did it ever. A 2-run homer by Freeman. This place was hopping. But a rare big inning scored against Atlanta in the second when Mike just couldn't, Mike Fultonevich that is, just couldn't find the magic. And 10 batters later, 6 runs were in. And it's been an uphill battle for the Braves ever since. Three and two. The payoff pitch for Ender is rolled foul.
Where'd that get him? Oh, right off the top of his foot. I'm telling you, that guy, he's telling Frosty he's okay, but he wears a shin guard and he hits more balls off his feet everywhere but where their shin guard is.
That's bad luck. Little roller hit towards second, and that is going to do it. The Giants come to Atlanta and take game one before the biggest crowd in SunTrust Park history. 9-4 is your final. Stratton beats Fultonevich. Braves fall to 19-12 on the year. The Giants, rolling, are now 17-15. Full recap coming your way after a quick break.